So you refuse to tell me where you're located. You refuse to tell me
That is under threat, man. That is under threat over a speeding ticket when you kept arguing with other people. I've been on this call patiently waiting at work. Patiently waiting. When I called because I got a reminder this morning out of town, and I was trying to reschedule this
anymore. Missy, disconnect.
I was trying to reschedule it. So
we are on the record in 2024 TR 1376, State of Kansas versus William Wayne Phillips, with Jared Regier for the state. Mr. Phillips, in count one, you're accused of speeding 86 in a 65 mile per hour zone. That is a traffic infraction, no jail time but a fine. And then count two, driving while your license was canceled, suspended, or revoked. That is a B.
All right, guys. This isn't just a courtroom hearing. This is a full-blown clash of authority. A man logs into court, already tense, already defensive. From the very first second, you can feel it. This isn't going to go smoothly. The judge demands simple compliance, just basic information, but instead of cooperation, she gets resistance, sharp words, defensive tone, a refusal to submit. And just like that, the tension spikes instantly. What should have been routine turns personal. And the courtroom? It turns into a battlefield.
5 days in jail, up to 1 year in jail. With that minimum mandatory jail time, are you going to be hiring an attorney, sir?
With that, my license has been suspended due to being out of state, and it's no longer suspended out there. Like, I've been going back and forth with California for 3 years over this, and it's no longer suspended. And all I have to do is go get my license here, what I've been told from.
All right. Well, they go by what the status was when you were driving. And I think if you had an attorney, he'd probably say, stop talking and wait to talk to him before you make any more statements. But you can waive.
The charges sound simple, but don't be fooled. Speeding. 86 in a 65 zone. That's already pushing it. But then comes the real problem. Driving on a suspended license. And not just once. There's a prior offense. That changes everything. This isn't minor anymore. This escalates to serious legal territory. Fines increase. Jail time becomes real. The judge lays it out clearly, no sugarcoating. And you can see it. The weight of consequences is hitting hard.
In the beginning, you said something about obtaining a license, though. Because this is just the
you're
first
thinking about, okay, you're thinking about when I was talking to the group probably about diversion. If you get your license, you can maybe qualify for diversion. I'm not sure you'd be successful. You can always check, but it looks like with your speed, you're probably outside their guidelines. I think I saw something to suggest that. Maybe not. Yeah, I think you're outside the speeding guidelines, and I don't think they divert on second time driving while suspended. But again, I'm not the one that decides that. It's not even.
Now here's where things take a turn. Instead of staying quiet, the defendant starts explaining, talking about another state, license confusion, long disputes. But in court, timing is everything. And this is the wrong moment. The judge even warns him, stop talking, get a lawyer, think before you speak. But he keeps going, digging deeper. What he sees as explanation, the court sees as risk. And just like that, he starts losing control of his own defense.
Let's put this on Monday.
Yes, Judge, that'll be October 20th.
Can it be scheduled after that? I won't be back into this area for the next 2 or 3 months. So
I'm not going to put it off 2 or 3 months, but I can move it up. Do you want to try to do it before you leave? When are you leaving?
I'm already gone. That's
you're
the thing.
already home?
Yeah. So, I mean,
Where are you, in California?
no. I'm in Independence, Kansas.
Well, that's not that far.
It is when I have to work. I mean, the only reason why I've been driving back and forth.
All right, now things get real interesting. The judge offers options. Get an attorney or represent yourself. A critical decision, one that could change everything. He hesitates, pushes back, questions the system. There's frustration in his voice, clear as day. But the court doesn't run on emotion. It runs on procedure. Still, he makes his choice. He'll hire an attorney. But even that decision doesn't calm the situation because tension, it's still building in the background.
All right, sir, I'm detecting a bit of an attitude, and I've had a bit of problem with you all day long. I'd suggest you kind of take a deep breath and try to get rid of the attitude, because then if you don't, you may cause me to have to get an attitude too. So,
Well, likewise, take that deep breath. Do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Excuse me?
I said same. Do the same thing. Take that deep breath. Goose fraba.
All right, Mr. Phillips, do you know what my title is?
I do, but that doesn't give you the right to belittle me or anybody else in your court. You know,
All right,
you have a code of conduct.
okay,
You have to follow.
I am finding your conduct contemptuous because you're
Now the conversation shifts and things start getting personal. Scheduling becomes a problem. Distance, work, responsibility. He explains he's driving just to feed his family. And for a moment, it almost feels human. But then tone changes. The judge senses attitude, calls it out directly, tells him to calm down, to check himself. But instead of de-escalation, he pushes back again. And that's the moment everything starts to collapse.
You've rolled your eyes. You have just been totally inappropriate. You've complained that you can't be here when I tell you to, that it's inconvenient because you're maybe a couple hours away. Some of these people are in other states. I had someone from Australia on the docket here recently. So don't
But
tell
that's
me.
not this case. That's not this case. This is my case, not their case.
Yes, it is. And that's
No, it's-
$200 for contempt. You better get a clue who's in charge here and why you're here. It's because you were allegedly violating the law. I didn't go out and find you, and you are not to respect to any court or disrespect any court that way. $200, Mr. Phillips, due in court.
Boom. Contempt of court. The first fine hits, $100. Not for the charges, but for behavior, disrespect, interruptions, attitude. And it doesn't stop there. The judge goes all in, calling out everything, eating, drinking, eye-rolling. Every small action matters. Then another hit, $200. At this point, it's no longer just a case. It's a confrontation.
You're going off of business days, correct? Pretty much, correct?
You're ordered to be in court, in the courthouse. August 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. You are to be in El Dorado, Kansas, at 201 West Pine, the Butler County Judicial Center.
And now, total breakdown. The defendant challenges authority directly, says this is his case, not anyone else's. But in court, that line doesn't work. The judge tightens control, more fines, stricter orders, deadlines, court appearance, no more flexibility. You can feel it, power versus resistance, neither side backing down. And the situation spirals fast.
Take a copy of this because I'm going to take this to an attorney.
You are to be here in person at the Butler County Judicial Center, 201 West Pine, El Dorado, Kansas, 9 a.m., August 21, 2024. I have found you in direct contempt of court for your attitude, your comments, your disrespect, your delay of the proceedings because I'm having to take extra time away from others to deal with this arrogance and the eating and the drinking and so forth. And you owe the court
I don't owe you nothing. I owe the court and the state of Kansas. See, that's your problem. You're taking your own personality into your law, and that's not appropriate. That is not appropriate. You were talking to some lady about her mother forgetting and then grilled her about her forgetting. That's not her mother's position.
$500 cash.
Can we hurry up and get this over with?
$500 cash for direct court.
That's fine.
$500 cash for direct court. And I am ordering you to surrender yourself by 2:30 today to the Butler County District Court. 2:30 today.
I cannot do that.
Well, then I'll send a sheriff out to get you.
Because you're putting your personality in this, man. I'm going to hire an attorney. I am going to get off this Zoom, and I want this sent to my email. I know your deputy is listening, and I demand this footage because I'm going to take this and I'm going to appeal all of this. You have been delaying the court the whole time.
All right, I've given you my order. Disconnect him from the call. He better be here. The sheriff will go out.
I will not be there.
All right, the sheriff will come get you. What is your address? Where are you located?
Of imprisonment.
Mr. Phillips, where are you located?
Not here.
You refuse to tell me your address and your location?
That is under threat and incarceration. I want my attorney present.
What company do you work for?
It is none of your business. You will be informed through my attorney. My attorney, yes.
Final phase, and it explodes. $500, contempt, fine. Immediate surrender, ordered. The defendant refuses, straight up, demands recordings, talks about appeal, accuses the judge of personal bias. But the court has had enough. Order is given. Disconnect him. And just like that, it ends in chaos. A simple traffic case turned into a legal disaster.